Have you been going to him long?
Since I got out of prison.
Okay.
So about a little over a year now.
And what is it called?
Where's he gonna be?
Russell, if you want to sit there again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like last time on video?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, sure. Did anybody need anything?
Yeah, if you, I'll get it if you show me.
If you want to put in,
That's
your,
a water.
Mr. Schwartz, I'm having to put in the pin, and then it should, and every device is different, then you can remove it so there's no password protection.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Choose screen lock. None.
There you go.
Do you want a glass of water, Russ?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm sorry?
So did you resolve anything about
Yeah, I
it?
did. Yeah, I just want to remove the password because otherwise.
Before you go, we're not gonna be able to call him today. If there's a problem, so you wanna check that you can get into it before you take it?
Well, I can get into the phone now. Do you mean it's not password protected? Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
just
see your
checked
point.
that.
We're good to go. So the plan is that I will take it up to my lab and do an extraction of the device. To do that, obviously, we're going to present you with our consent form and have you fill out the consent.
You're probably the best bet then, because he can reach me anytime.
Yeah, that's perfect.
My cell's on there. If you'll keep me posted in progress,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I can
absolutely.
just send him.
It's the only project that I have going on. Well, I have lots of projects, but this is my main project. I'll work directly on it, and then I have to come back for a meeting here too. But it
Just
might be
nice.
something that's done in a half hour, and it could take overnight, depending on the too. So.
Just call me, my phone will be on,
Great.
and then he'll call me from wherever.
And then the form is just I, and he'll print his name here, give permission to, and then we'll put here St. Charles County Cybercrime Task Force and Detective McLean, unless you want to put some other kind of wording there, obviously. Seize from, we'll just put our address. Sorry, I'm showing it to you. Russ, here's what I'm asking, and Mr. Schwartz will correct me if he has anything. I, and then just print your name right there. Give consent to St. Charles County Cybercrime Task Force. We came up with the biggest, longest name we could.
Of course. Should have an acronym.
Well, we do, and I can't remember it, so I have to count how many Cs are in there. And members of the Bellefonte Police Department to, so I gotta read this upside down, to search the property located at or seized from, we can just put 100 North Main, that's our address where we're sitting. Such permission to search is hereby given, I got started, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Freely and voluntarily, and no force, threats, or other types of intimidation have been made or have been used to gain my consent in this matter. The property to be searched consists of, and then here's where we're gonna write down. And I'm gonna actually, with your permission, manipulate the phone so we can tell what make and model. But it is a Hawaii, I can never say that word.
Yeah.
Hawaii, we.
H.
You, I can spell it, but I can't say it.
W.
A, I just said that, embarrassment. A-E-I, I believe. Let's see if we
I
can
just
model.
don't know why.
Right. Well, you say it better than I can, because I can't ever say that damn thing.
It's a Google phone, that's why I tell everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't even know, I didn't know
know if you wanna look at it, there's, I didn't ask the last time, but on there, you can't see it very well up here, but there was a phone number and a name.
So I'll give you the serial number if you don't mind putting the
What's the name?
serial
I
number
can't.
down.
It just says Dave,
Oh, damn.
Dave,
and it has a phone number.
any idea where that?
The phone number, when you called it,
Did you see
it
it?
was someone at the Labor Tribune. The Labor Union paper answers it, and they said there's no one named Dave working there, that's where we're at. So I just wanted to ask if he knows,
Okay, yeah.
if he recognizes that name or number. And
Ever, I can't, what is that word? Everyone throw disposable papers away. Is that what it is?
phones,
What does that say?
phones,
Phone.
that
Okay.
is the best copy we could get.
Okay.
Get
I'll
a
put
card.
I might find a model number, Mr. Ford.
Take to bank,
Sure.
unless his money should be $100.
7P.
$800, okay. Take up back to the house. What's that word?
Get rid of her.
Oh, get rid of her.
Make it look like Russ's wife.
Got it, okay. Make Russ knife is sticking out. You're good. Did you know this immediately?
Well, no, what you have is a copy of the
Okay.
original.
Well, no, I
letters.
can see the letters.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
better when you have the
Yeah,
first copy. I don't have the first copy.
stash money at Mom Faria House, 120 whatever, put in wood pile, left of driveway.
Me.
Yeah, meet 8 days latest.
Meet 8 days later.
Oh, meet a day later?
8.
8 day.
That's what I think. It's 8. To
We'll get some of, does that say, no, we'll get,
10,000.
that says 10,000?
Yeah, like I said, that if you saw, it's better in the original copy.
Looks like,
And what's that?
That's
Oh, no, see,
10,000.
of 10,000, get payment?
Something to that effect. This copy doesn't do it justice. If you had saw the better copy, then this would make sense to you.
okay,
So that's sufficient, that's
Well-
Hawaii, and then we'll have the serial number.
okay.
Are we under here right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would like to add a line, in the line I'd like the Hawaii serial number, blah, 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 and let me just read this first before you put this down, and any associated cloud accounts. Because obviously with phones, if they're in a sandbox mode, you can see one thing, but this phone's active, so it'll be touching things outside the phone. So I'm gonna cover myself, it might be touching, if you got Facebook in California and it's touching that, I just wanna make sure.
Did you say
So-
sandbox?
Yeah, sorry.
You
Just meaning it's in a microcosm or it's secured. And any associated cloud accounts. And then we'll read the last paragraph. Okay. And search of the data contained therein. It should also be noted that I possess the legal authority to authorize a police search of the premises and or property designated herein. I also release the seizing officers and examining O'Fallon Police Department RSEG members of responsibility of any possible accidental loss of data during forensic examinations. That's never happened, but that's in there. If that's all sufficient and all parties agree to that, if you just sign here, we obviously don't need a password, but you can put the phone number here. And I'll miss that. I get a pen. Mr. Faria or Mr. Schwartz, do you have any questions for me about the procedure, what we're doing? Then I will check out with my investigator and just head up to the lab, and then as soon as that's complete, I will call him and probably have him call you, because just, I'm working for him at this point.
Okay, Detective Mayor.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
yeah, so Detective Myers will
Meyer.
shoot you a call and get that lined up. Okay, So be right there.
Thank you.
All right, now we can talk normal. Some things comes up, that's why he was here, because I had no idea it would be quicker and easier. This was a note, and there was a phone number and the name Dave on it, so I wanted to ask you, this is it said Dave, and this is a phone number. Do you immediately recognize that, or?
No,
Like I told Mr. Schwartz, when we call it, it comes back to the Labor Tribune in, I believe, somewhere in St. Louis. So, you don't recognize that?
mm-mm.
Okay. And then, the timeline for August 10th and August 16th, that's one of the other things, other than finishing the handwriting is done, which is 5 pages left-handed still.
That's the hardest one. Man.
I know, that's what Mr. Rogers had said. He's like, oh, we're gonna be here like 18 hours, but I get it.
I'll do my best.
Okay, but as far as August 10th, that was, had you thought about what you were doing on August 10th?
In the morning, I was at my chiropractor's. I got there probably between 10 and 10:30.
And who's your chiropractor?
Stephen Gagliano.
And where's his office at?
It is at Mexico and Birdie Hills. It's Better Health and Wellness Chiropractic.
Have you been going to him long,
Since I got out of prison.
or? Okay.
So about a little over a year now.
And what is it called?
Better Health and Wellness.
Okay. And in relation to the 7-Eleven, which side of the street is it on?
It is catty corner across from 7-Eleven. It's next to McDonald's.
Okay. I know exactly where you're talking about then.
There's a little plaza right there between McDonald's and Plaza Tire. It's
Okay,
in that plaza.
so your appointment was for 10 or 10:30?
Yes.
And then you were there for how long?
A couple hours. He's my cousin, so we usually sit and have coffee. So
Okay.
probably was there for a couple of hours before going to lunch.
And so when did you think you left there?
Oh, probably sometime between 12 and 12:30.
And then you went to lunch?
Went to lunch at Pantera's in McFarland.
Did you do the buffet?
No, we usually get our own pie because we like a fresh pie, you know, what we like on it.
All right, so you got to Panzeras, how long were you at Panzeras, do you think?
Hour and a half maybe.
And who were you there with?
I was with a friend of mine, Steve Joes, Jose.
And do you have a number or any way to contact him?
Well, his number's in my phone.
All right. Is he a friend, relative, or?
He's a friend of mine.
Okay. Would there be any reason that whomever wrote this letter, because at the beginning it makes reference to Stevie follow Hub. I know we talked about this where you don't call it, you don't have a friend or relative that goes by Stevie, but would there be any reason that someone else would know about Steve that would Pam Hupp in particular, would she have any idea who your friends or relatives are by the name of Steve?
Not to my knowledge, no. And I know for a fact that neither one of those individuals have ever in their life gone by the name of Stevie.
Okay. Did your friend Steve, did he testify at all in Lincoln County? Would his name have ever come up?
I've never heard the name.
Okay.
No.
And you know what I'm trying to get at is if there was any way
She's resourceful.
anyone else would have that information. All right. So for Steve, his phone number will be in your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In fact, both of their phone numbers are in my phone.
And Stephen is the cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, he didn't have anything to do with come up in any other proceedings before that someone would have been aware of?
No, during the, well, he had just moved back from Chicago within the last 2 years.
Okay,
I've never heard either of those names till
okay.
we talked about this.
And Stephen Gagliano is your cousin,
Mhm.
and he moved here from Chicago like 2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
How long's been a chiropractor?
About 20 years.
And so you were at Pantera's for about 1.5 hours.
Yeah, roughly, if I had to guess.
Okay, and then after that,
Probably went to Walmart in Lake St. Louis. I know I had to run some errands that day, and then probably back home.
did you go to the Walmart in Lake St. Louis by yourself or with somebody? Or
Yeah, I lived by myself.
Okay. And then with Steve Joes, did he meet you at Pantera's or?
Yes.
Okay. And you were driving whenever you went to
Mm-hmm.
all these places, okay. And what kind of vehicle were you driving? Do you
I was driving my Jeep 2016 Jeep Wrangler.
talked about last time, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Lake St. Louis, you shopped for,
Just miscellaneous personal items, I guess. I mean, I don't even remember what I bought that day.
any idea how long you were there?
Maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Average trip in Walmart.
Well, some people take a lot of time.
I don't like to take a long time.
I'm with you.
I like to go in and get what I need and get back out.
And then after you got what you needed, you went to,
Went home.
okay. Do you have any idea roughly about the time that was you got home?
I couldn't tell you, no.
Was anybody else home when you arrived?
My mother would have been. Maybe my sister.
And I know you told me what your mom's name is. What is her name again?
Lucy.
Luci. Same last name?
Mm-hmm.
And then your sister,
Rachel.
her last name?
Same.
Does she live in the house too? Or?
Yes.
Okay. So how old is Rachel?
She just turned 35.
Do you know her date of birth?
It would be July 24th, 1981.
And how old's your mom?
My mom is 69.
Do you know her date of birth?
It is 10/13/46.
All right. And your mom was home for sure, maybe your sister's.
Odds are my sister was home too, but I can't say for certain.
Okay. And then on August the 16th, do you remember do you have a timeline for that, like starting in the morning?
I was home all morning, and I guess I took a shower probably late morning towards early afternoon, and shortly after getting out of the shower, my mom and my sister were getting ready to go shopping, and my father called me. And as I told you before, he has a friend that lives on that street who called him at work and told him what was going on.
Okay, and so when you were home that morning, your mom and sister were there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else?
No. Unless you want to count the dog and the ferrets.
Ferrets?
Yes, my sister has ferrets.
Okay.
I have a dog.
All right. Did you ever leave the house that day?
If I did, it probably wasn't until late afternoon sometime.
All right, and you said you found out from your dad your dad has a friend that lives.
Yeah, a friend of his from work lives over there, and I didn't even know that until he told me, but she evidently was home from work that day and saw what was going on and called him, and then he called me.
Do you know, so what's your dad's name?
Richard?
And then do you know his friend's name that lives on that street?
I couldn't tell you.
Do you know where he lives?
He said that she lives 2 houses down from Pam.
On Little Brave?
On Little Brave, yeah.
So odds are we talk to them.
Yeah, I would guess, yeah. If you talk to everybody on that street or anybody within a few houses.
Do you know if, so your dad's friend, is that somebody he works with or just?
It's somebody that he works with, yes.
Okay, so the friend was at work too, and then?
No, I think she was at home and called another friend at work who.
Oh, the friend is
told
home.
my dad. Yes.
Okay. And then someone called that woman friend and said, hey, this is what's going on?
Well, no, the friend that lives there called another friend at work
Okay.
because evidently, I don't know, she maybe didn't have my dad's number, and that friend told my father.
Okay. And then we already went, I showed you Louis Heldenberger's picture, you never seen him. I showed you the note, you didn't recognize anything with that. You don't recognize Dave, that name or number.
Mm-mm.
And then I know last time we had talked, in the note, it had given specifically your address, at your mom and dad's house
Mm-hmm.
at 120 Sunclo. And then it made reference to putting the money in a wood pile, so we're kind of talking about that, but do we decipher what may be interpreted as a wood pile, or?
My dad has some landscaping timbers, for making flower boxes and that might.
Are they in a pile somewhere?
Yeah, they're next to
Okay.
he's got a 1969 Dart, that he's restoring, and they're right next to that, so
Okay.
anybody driving by could see it.
Do your parents have any kind of video camera surveillance system on their house?
No, but I think our across the street neighbor does.
They do. Anybody else on the street, or?
Not that I'm aware of.
And just so you're clear, you continue to say your parents, your mom and dad don't live together, correct?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do?
Oh,
Oh, okay,
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they're not the norm. They've been together for 47 years.
And so are they divorced or something? or-
No,
Okay.
I was confused.
mom and dad just celebrated their 47th wedding anniversary in July.
So there's a house over there that you know.
Our house is kind of like on a point like this,
Right.
and there's a house over here that my sister noticed the other day. Said, "Oh, I think he's got video cameras out there."
Okay.
So,
Has anybody talked to them that you know of?
not that I'm aware of.
Of whether actually, a lot of people have cameras just to give the appearance that they're recording.
Right. So I haven't seen the cameras. I don't know if they're
Okay.
functioning. My sister just said that she noticed them over there, and that if he had cameras and they were functioning, they might be pointing towards our house.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to accomplish is the 5 more sheets of the handwriting exemplar with your left hand. Are you okay with that?
We'll do our best.
I know that started taking a while with the left hand thing.
Did you do it with your right hand already?
Yes.
That went fairly quick. I'll read it out to you, and then just like we did last time. So,
Okay.
first line: Stevie, follow Hub. How's the hand?
It's okay. Glad to be done. Feel like a little kid back in school writing sentences.
So the other thing was actually going back to Mr. Faria's house to photograph the outside with this wood pile. Would your mom or sister be home?
They're home right now, yes.
Would they be able to speak with me just to verify you being home on those 2 dates in question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to call them and let them know they're coming?
Yeah.
Let me just use my phone.
Okay.
And those were the 2 things we wanted to accomplish while we're all here together.
I suggest going to the back door because they don't answer the front door.
Okay. Well, I mean, we will meet you over there if that's.
Oh, okay, so we're all going over there together?
However,
Okay.
I mean, we drive separately or,
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know that I need to be there. But I'll just meet you after.
Okay.
We'll pick a spot.
And then while we're over there, we'll check on anybody that we have video cameras outside. You're talking about the neighbor,
That'd be great.
just to see if there's something that records anything.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure that he does. My sister mentioned it the other day
Okay. Okay.
when I was talking about all this. She said, oh, it was like so-and-so.
And we're just trying to, obviously, if you look at the note, somebody is aware that there's
There's a
something
wood
that resembles a wood pile, they have an address. So we're just trying to verify that that may or may not exist. It would show to us that somebody obviously drove by there to make a note or something of it.
Mhm.
That's really all I need to do is your dad at home or at work or
What time is it?
like 11-ish?
By the time we get there, he'll be at work.
Where's he work at?
He works at Schnucks right here on the one right across the
What does he
highway.
do there?
He's a maintenance guy.
How long has he been there?
Oh, shit, probably
Forever.
25 years or more. I
Okay.
mean, he's,
I have never met your dad, have I?
no,
That's why I thought they were separated or divorced.
he's a homebody. He goes to work and goes to sleep.
I've never seen him.
Okay.
But he goes in at 12 today if you needed to talk to him. That's where he'll be.
All right. I believe that's it. Did you have any questions or any? And
Do you have a business card or something we can get? So
Yeah.
we need to check on my phone.
Yeah, would you call, he said when you left, he said he was gonna contact you with the phone immediately.
okay.
So call my cell and then, cause he called me every few hours, cause I was
Well,
saying.
maybe phone too, because your cell phone's in my phone.
Okay, good point.
I don't remember phone numbers,
Who does?
right?
You don't have to anymore.
No,
I told my phone, call this person, and it calls them.
Getting off, so there was an accident, a plane went down, and the only number the person who was involved could remember was my number. So they called, yeah, they didn't know their family's numbers, they just plugged them in, but they knew mine, so I had to contact the family
Oh, wow.
to say what was going on. I mean, he called me and said, would you please contact me, I need to let somebody know. Actually, it was good news, he was okay.
Oh.
But, yeah, it was.
Do you mind waiting like 1 second while I go make sure I covered everything? I don't think, I would hate to, I forgot one thing.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Need to be at your house.
No, I don't think so, if you don't think so.
They're not gonna question you anymore, they're gonna talk to your mom and sister, we'll sit down, you can call them, let them know, and then, just come straight to Clayton.
Okay.
We'll meet, I'll go to my office, can you borrow a cell phone? Does your mom have a cell phone?
No, I could borrow my dad's, but he's gonna be at work.
I guess just come straight to my office and we'll go walk somewhere and get lunch.
Yeah, that sounds good. I didn't know they wanted me to go with them over there. I would have thought they wanted to question them without me there. But, eh,
Doesn't matter.
makes me no difference neither way.
Was one other thing that I did not, this was actually last time, but we were short for time. This is what I was asking about, and I don't remember if this came up from an interview with Pam Hupp. Some incident at a hair salon with a female cousin, where there's a confrontation over a Facebook posting.
Yeah.
Does
we're
any of
aware
that,
I'm aware of it.
do you know what that is?
Do
Or
you?
Yeah, that was with Mary, with that girl that was putting out false accusations towards myself and my cousin whose husband passed away. And my cousin went up there and confronted the girl.
Do you know where this hair salon is, or?
Yeah, it's a stone's throw from my house right there in Lake St. Louis in the Plaza by Sports Authority.
Do you know the name of it?
Something Image.
But it happened in Lake St. Louis? Do you
Yeah.
know if the police were notified or
No.
involved at all?
Here's what I know.
Okay.
Mary's husband passed away,
And Mary is,
Mary Anderson, his cousin.
okay,
Her husband, I think.
July
had a
3rd last year, heart attack.
Had a heart attack. Police were certainly called to that. And there's been some fake names on posts on Facebook that we think were related to Pam Hupp. Anyway, they were accusing her of killing her husband. And this particular person somehow got involved in that link, and Mary said something to her. Because she had called me. And then somehow Pam Hupp was aware.
It's our belief that Pam Hupp was a friend of this lady.
Right.
and so it happened at the hair salon because Mary works there, or,
No, because that girl works there.
okay, and do you remember the girl's name?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
But she was the one, do you think she has some relation to Pam Hupp?
That was-
That's what Mary believed.
That was our theory, yes.
There was, I assume you guys are aware of this, there was, during the incident, after the first trial, after the second trial, there were slurs directed at Mary, there were slurs directed at Michael Corbin, who was with Russ the night of Betsy's murder. And so things started to get a little out of hand,
Over social media?
over social media.
Okay.
So I'm sure it's all still out there. He stayed off social media once he got out, for the most part. But people were directing things at Mary Anderson as well as Michael Corbin, and there was turned out they believed that it was Miss Hupp.
Okay.
I don't know that it's ever been proven, but that's what they believed based on the information that was contained in the social media posts.
Okay, and the, like, Facebook posts or wherever these, like, if you post comments on the Post-Dispatch, for instance, you have to have some kind of Facebook account, I believe. Do you know what,
I believe that woman posted something on Chris Hayes' Facebook.
okay,
Yeah, if you go back and look at maybe Robert Patrick's post and Chris Hayes and Fox 2, and
okay.
you go, it goes on and on and on, and I don't know if those things.
Do you know
are
about
true or not.
when this happened at the hair salon?
It would have been,
It would have been after July last year,
yeah,
And that's when Mary's husband,
passed away, yeah.
and his name is,
Steve Anderson.
and they live in,
They live here in O'Fallon. Well, Steve's passed away now.
okay, but I mean, if he died at home, like
You guys
the
were there.
police were there?
Yes.
Oh, we were there?
Yes,
Right.
you guys were there.
Where do they live at? Do you know the address or street name, or?
Homefield Square Court,
Okay.
literally 2 minutes from here.
Where they live at before that?
Somewhere over in St. Charles, I couldn't tell you. They've been
Okay.
over here in O'Fallon for years.
Okay. All right, that was, that came up in an interview, this incident at a hair salon. So I didn't ask you the last time because we got cut short on time.
You weren't there, were you? You weren't involved at all.
I was with Mary that day.
Oh, did you go in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's the hair salon that's in the
I
South
was the one
Plaza.
that was actually the one that pulled her out of there and said, "Come on, you need to go now, Mary."
But the police weren't involved at all,
No.
and it was the woman that was making these postings or making the comments works there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's in the plaza where Sports Authority used to be.
Yeah.
Does that say, okay,
Next to, I think it's next to the shoe store,
okay. All right,
but it's the plaza right next to Walmart. So
all right. That was the one thing I didn't ask last time and asked this time. Okay, that's clearer, I guess.
All right.
So me and another guy will come over to your house and then, would you say knock on the back door or something? Or will you just be waiting for us?
well, if I'm going to, yeah, I'll be waiting for you.
Okay, then we'll do the photographs of the outside, speak with your mom and if your sister's there, just to confirm what you told about you being home on last Wednesday, and then about what time you got home, generally August 10th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you're dad will probably be at work at Chinook's by. Does he work a regular schedule or?
They've been messing with his schedule a little bit, so sometimes he works 8 to 4, and other times he works 11 or 12 to 7 or 8. Today is his...
About 40 hours a week?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But today he's working from 12, I think, to 8.
All
So
right,
he'll be at work all day today.
okay, awesome. Anything else?
Not off the top of my head.
You got,
I think
you guys got my card?
Yes, sir.
I have your card. I get the phone, I'll let you know,
Yeah, just call me and then he'll be calling me
and then we'll figure out how to
and
get back to
he'll
you.
probably just shoot up here and get it.
Okay.
Because he lives up here.
I'll pick it back up here.
Sure,
Okay.
that's what you wanna do.
Yeah.
Let's go back down to Lou King.